Stars, itsrox, and I'm coming to you today with review for Pose Season 2, Episode 7. So, let me just ask you guys, did anybody else feel like we missed like 3 or 4 episodes? I was just like, what is happening here? Why have we fast forwarded so much? I have a problem with the pacing, really this whole season, but this episode in particular, I was just like, huh? Anyway, you guys, let me not be too critical right away. Let's get into the review, shall we? Alright, so Damon's teaching his class. There's only 2 or 3 people there. Okay, he sees it in his pay. They pay by the head, and nobody is coming. People are not excited about voguing anymore. They've moved on to hammer time. He was like, hammer time? Absolutely not. Okay, at the balls, we see that Vogue has also lost its luster. Okay, the ball is not as crowded as it had been, and Pray Tell knows that. After they have their little, the category is realness. Okay, give it to us like a lady at lunch. Once we get through that, he tries to tell everybody, I told you guys so. Even though I'm not going to say I told you so, I told you so. Okay, Vogue was not going to be the end-all, be-all. It was hot for what it was, and now it's gone. All right, Looky-Loos is gone. But like we always do, the community is going to recover and they're going to set another trend and they'll be back. Okay, but until then, y'all, let's get a stiff upper lip around here. Back at the house, Blanca's telling Pray Tell how Frederica is striking out at her, by her being up in that in the nail salon. Had the news people out and made it seem like, there's all these HIV needles there, and, just made it seem like if the people even walk over by the salon, that they're going to catch HIV and AIDS. She's about tired of the boys. Damon, he's not as busy with work anymore. Ricky is always over here. He was like, I know they're not together. No, they ain't together. They just hanging out, drinking, and watching TV all fucking day. She frustrated with them. And they like, damn, can a nigga get a little break? She even says that she's concerned about Lulu. She goes down to the strip club to check on Lulu, and she looks strung out. She don't know if she on drugs or not, but she was like, your eyes look like glasses. Okay, I can see through your skin. What the hell is going on? So she's worried about everything falling apart around her, and Pray Tell reminds her that when they were younger, when, shit like this would go down, the elders would step in. She was like, well, who's the elders? Well, you looking at them. She was like, I will absolutely not take that title, but you guys are definitely the ones. I mean, you mother, right? What we gonna do about it? So they get Lulu and Damon and Ricky down to the club, and they tell them that they they giving them a caper. They are going to have to basically wrap Frederica's house in the suburbs in a giant condom. And they were like, well, yeah, how are we supposed to do that? Well, that's why we put you guys on the case. You got a week to do it. I was just like, okay. So, they go back to the house and they're brainstorming, trying to figure out, how they're going to make this happen. Of course, Lulu is down on herself because she was like, I used to be a smart girl, and now I'm just a stupid stripper. She didn't realize how much Candy took care of everything. She's still grieving the fact that Candy is gone. Damon is taking a page out of Blanca's book, and he's good for inspiring and uplifting, and he tells them that the fact that we all still hear that, that's genius in and of itself. So let's just use our smart brains for now. How are we going to pull off this caper? They got to figure out how big the house is, how big the condom needs to be. Okay. Lulu thinks about the big jumper company that has worked with the community in the past. Maybe they can make something for them. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, who going to pay for it? Well, first they go measure the house. Okay, which was interesting enough. I mean, I would think that a woman that was a, real estate mogul would have some sort of form of security around their home, but maybe not, you guys. So they go and they measure the home, and then we go to Electra, and Electra was like, absolutely not. All right, this is not for the charitable donations over here. I'm a single mother, and I got kids that I gotta feed. Lulu plays on her ego, though, and says, it's a shame that Pray Tell had to read you for filth for that Marie Antoinette costume, and it was genius. It was perfect. Okay, it had a guillotine and everything. Electra is like, yes, he was so busy trying to preach. All right, he didn't recognize just how fantastic that costume was. Well, you know what, Electra? This is your chance to get back in the good graces and let everybody know that you do care about the community. You can show everybody that you have a heart. Well, I don't think Elektra is too concerned about this heart thing, but she does want to get back on top. All right, she was humiliated then. So, okay, she's in. How much do you need? Lulu says, $2,500. She look at her like, well, you know what? Here's that $1,000. And just like any other good mother, we're going to allow you to earn the rest. So she gets out her red leather outfit and she takes Lulu on down to the dominatrix club that she works in. And she got a special gift for her guest today. He's going to get Lulu, who is more horrible than Elektra. She gives more pain and she is double the pay. So that's what Lulu is doing to get this other $1,500, I suppose. We got the team. And it's a motley crew, I must say, but it's all the usual suspects. Blanca, Judy, Elektra, which was surprising to me, Pray Tell, Lulu, Damon, and Ricky. They are going to stay at the motel that ACT UP has, paid for them 2 nights. I guess this is so they can be closer to the location of Frederica's house. Elektra was already looking like, this? I was like, yeah, that is kind of seedy. But beggars can't be choosers. So the men in one room, the women in the other room. And Pray Tell, he is talking to Damon and Ricky. Well, Damon actually goes out to go get the rest of their stuff. So he's actually just talking to Ricky. Ricky tells him that Chris called him crying and saying that he was HIV positive. Pray Tell's looking at him like, well, I thought you said you didn't sleep with him. And he says, I just let him suck my dick. I was like, oh my goodness, we just saying these things on TV. I will never get used to it. But Ricky tries to shrug it off. Oh, he's just a hungry bottom hoe. And Pray Tell was like, you know what? Stop all this bottom shaming. I thought it was interesting because, as a straight woman, I don't know shit about bottom shaming. I had no idea that there was a problem with, you hear the term tops and bottoms all the time, right? I didn't know that. Is there some, all my rock stars out there from the LGBTQ IA community, y'all gonna have to put me up on game again, because is there an issue with a man who is considered a bottom? Is that something that's looked down upon? I would imagine for this whole thing to work out that somebody's got to be the bottom and somebody got to be the top, right? We can't have a whole community of tops, then what is we doing, right? So that little part, even though it was very little in something, it was big enough to catch my eye. I was just like, oh, this is interesting. But anyway, Pray Tell tells Ricky, of course, that he needs to get tested. But we can't really talk about that because Damon is back in the room and everything. So next morning, okay, all hands on deck. We at Frederica's house. We putting the condom around the house. I'm thinking to myself, like, okay. Is this realistic? Is this based on something? Because everybody always want to tell me when it's based on something that actually happened. I'm asking this time. You've got this group of people putting like this tent on this woman's house. Nobody's there. I guess, okay. And they figure they only have 15 minutes before the police are called. But they did call the news people out, because they do want them to capture this. And I was just like, yeah, is this, this seems like you really doing a whole lot. But again, maybe not. Anyway, you guys, while they're out there, one of the neighbors walks up. Elektra goes to try to take care of her, tell her that she's friends with Frederica. They just had lunch the other day. She told me how much she loves you. The neighbor was like, that bitch could die. Okay, I don't like her one bit. However, I'm still calling the police because y'all look like something wrong with y'all. But they already get their job done. They give an interview to the news media. Blanca, very passionate. Condoms is the only way to prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS, and Pray Tell is telling them how people are crazy if they don't think that this disease is coming for the non-homosexual community. So once they give her the interview, then Lulu hits the button and they blow up the house, and it's a big condom on the whole house. And of course, when they see it all go up, they're very, very proud. I just don't know why all of this I got the reasoning. I got the message. I got all of that. Why was it not ringing? Why was it not? I wasn't getting the feels from it, you guys. This is the second episode in a row that I wasn't getting my feels that I normally get. I feel like it's being rushed. I really do. I feel like there's some rushing here and we're missing parts of the story. But so that's that part of the story with them. Now let's jump over to Angel and Poppy. So we hadn't seen too much of them. You know, they had kind of cooled it off. They were getting lovey-dovey. And then, you know, he said that he wanted to prove to her that he really loved her, wanted to be with her. Okay. Well, now Angel has made him breakfast in bed because he's been working so hard. And, you know, that's cute and whatnot. She's telling him about this membership to this exclusive club that, you know, the people in the industry are always at. You know, she's going to be going there. Miss Ford wants her to hang out there and kind of, you know, hobnob and rub elbows. While she's talking to him, the phone rings and she goes and answers the phone. And look at here. She's secured another gig. She's going to be the BB girl. And she is super excited because this is big. And this is big because BB was all of the everything when in the 90s. I still have a couple of BB shirts that I wear to this day. You know, it was some good shit that came out of BB before they started to fall apart at the very end. Yeah, so this is big. So they're celebrating, right? Poppy said he gonna go with her to the club that night, and she was like, only if you go as my boyfriend. Okay, so we official now. So they go to the club, and Angel and Esteban, okay, they're pumped up. Can't believe that they there. You know, she warns them, no stealing from the people today. You know, Poppy ain't trying to steal. He's just amazed that they're there. Okay, one of her friends in the industry, maybe a photographer or somebody, you know, he comes up to her. Oh, you got to come upstairs. You know, he got drinks for him. You know, they got a VIP little place upstairs. Y'all come on up. Okay, they get up there and they're doing cocaine right there. You know, first Poppy was like, oh, they just doing cocaine like all out in the middle like this? And the guy invites them to get involved as well. Now, we had to know that in this industry that at some point, Angel was going to be introduced to this, right? And I guess that it is very difficult for somebody to, you know, when the pressure is on like that and you already want to be a part of this life, you know, I guess it's difficult. So she's kind of tempted. But Poppy pulls her to the side and was just like, man, if Blanca finds out, you know, she's going to kill us. And she was like, well, they said it's pharmaceutical. Like, it's basically medicine. Poppy was like, oh, okay. I was like, they're so fucking stupid. I'm telling you, I was just like, Poppy and Angel, child. Neither one of them seem to have the most, you know, they ain't the sharpest. You know, they ain't the brightest bulb in the pack, you guys. So anyway, they go back and they're doing the cocaine. And then, of course, they're partying. I thought for sure something was going to happen at that party. But this is an omen for sure. So, you know, they partying, they having a good time. They kissing, they dancing. They all, you know, super affectionate. And then they go back home that night and finally make love to each other. That actually was even though that scene was very short, that scene was something else too. I was like, oh, child, I was like, oh my goodness. But they do tell each other that they love each other. Okay, so like I said, they are official couple now. I guess the next day they're at the house. Blanca is trying to find her mother's cookbook, and Damon said, oh, I think I put it in the room, such and such and such, you know. So he goes and rushes off to the other room to get it, and Poppy and Angel in there. Look like they just finishes getting busy or whatever. They both jump up, and when they jump up, Angel drops a little vial of cocaine, and Damon sees it. He was like, what the fuck is that? You know, and, you know, Poppy tries to rush him like, you didn't see anything. Damon was like, get your fucking hands off of me, okay? It's gonna be a situation up in here in a minute. You know, Poppy had to get it. I was just like, Damon ain't, you know, he don't seem to be about that life, but he was about to whoop Poppy's ass on that one. Damon was just like, you know, why do you have cocaine? And she was like, oh, it's nothing big, you know, we're just celebrating. I'm the BB girl. He was like, if Blanca finds out about it, she is going to flip. And they're like, well, Blanca's not gonna find out about it because it was just a one-time thing, and don't say anything. You know, Angel goes and throws her vial out the window. See, it's gone. And Damon was like, All right, I won't say anything. He give him the look like that shit better not happen again. So he tells her that they need to come on out because they celebrating, putting this condom on Frederica's house. So everybody is at the house. We all celebrating, Pray Tell, Electra, Blanca, Lulu, Ricky Damon, okay, Angel Poppy, they all there. And, Ricky tells them, no, listen, y'all elders, y'all sit over there and listen because we cooked and now we gonna do the speeches. And you guys know on Pose, the show is always about giving us some sort of message that will resound with the episode. For some reason today it seemed a little bit forced. I don't know what it is that I had, why the issue that I had with the show, it just was giving me something else. You guys, help me out with this. But what did they learn? They learned that the community is waiting for them to take the baton as the new generation, okay? That the elders are not going to be able to carry everybody all the time, all right? And they learned that from Blanca, Electra, and Pray Tell. So, yeah, we celebrating whoopee, okay? They did the condom thing. That was a success. So things are looking up for everybody. But is it? Blanca beat Frederica in court, right? So she's at the nail salon, and after she finishes one of her clients, then she turns around and there goes Frederica. And I can't put my finger on whether or not we ought to be afraid of Frederica or if she want to be Blanca's homegirl, okay? She's like on this line where I can't figure it out. Blanca doesn't seem to be all that threatened by the lady, but the lady seems to be telling her that, you know what, you won, but you humiliated me. It's hard for a woman in the real estate, in this whole real estate community to be taken seriously. Now they're laughing at me and, so she's upset because Blanca's fucking with her money now. Okay. I don't know why Blanca's not quite seeing this. You got this Italian woman with connections and money. I mean, it just seemed, and it had to have been, there had to have been that same threat of the Italians and the housing and all of that back in the 90s that even to this day still goes on, in New York. So I was just like, why isn't Blanca more concerned about Miss Frederica? Because she told her, be careful when you leave here late at night, because this neighborhood is not as safe as it used to be. That was a clear threat to me. I was like, Blanca, girl, but Blanca always, she's so positive and just always has I was just like, this is something that you don't need to be sleeping on right now. But anyway, she goes home. She's telling Lulu about, the victory over Frederica and, how she came down there and told her, about how upset she was with her, whatever. Lulu tells her, that she thanks her for being there for her when Candy died. And, she's always been uplifted. Everybody, her kids are happy. She's doing well. She's a business owner, and now she's inspired Lulu to go back to school and get her accounting degree. Okay, going to use her smart brain. Yet another person that Blanca has touched. I tell you that Blanca has a permanent space in heaven already, doesn't she? Pray Tell goes with Ricky to the clinic to get tested. Ricky, because he's not, I think Ricky just feels like any type of attention from a man is always got to be sexual and doesn't really know how to handle the fact that Pray Tell is just really there to support him as an elder. You know what I'm saying? But it was interesting when he tried to flirt with Pray Tell and Pray Tell was like, yeah, no. Okay, let's hurry up and get these results. And when they call him back, I wasn't surprised to find out that Ricky has HIV. I mean, I was shocked, but I'm not surprised because I was just like, oh shit. Now Ricky, if anybody dies from AIDS from the main cast that we know of, I think it's going to be Ricky. I think they will sacrifice his character. I just can't see them doing it to Pray Tell or Blanca. And we needed one more person who was not as important to the story, but is still close enough to the importance of the story to probably, somebody's going to have to die from HIV. I'm saying that it's going to be Ricky. But of course, when he finds out he's shattered, and he goes out there and he tells Well, he doesn't even have to tell Pray Tell, because the look on his face gives it all away, and Pray Tell is there for him. You know, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. And my heart broke a little for Ricky, because with all of Ricky's hoeing and all of the shit that he's done, I mean, he's a young kid who just made some bad decisions, and those decisions have now affected the rest of his life, and no telling how long or short that life may be. Lastly, Angel. She's about to blow it. She shows up to a gig late. This is her big BB girl gig, too. She shows up 2 hours late. She's all hungover. Okay, they're strung out. That's the other thing. I was just like, again, how quickly do you get to strung out? Because I don't fuck around with cocaine and drugs and all that. How quickly do you get strung out and look the way that Angel did? Or is she just had a night, you know, just had a busy drug-filled night the night before? Like, she almost looks like, I mean, she's got the dark circles, and I was just like, damn, even if you dabble in drugs a couple of days, like, you be fucked up like this already? So that's why I was like, the pacing, like, how far along is all this shit happening? But, you know, Miss Ford is pissed. All right, now you about to fuck it up. I done seen plenty of women do shit like this. When Angel tells her she don't know her, she says, honey, I know plenty of women just like you. All right, I've been doing this since before you was born. And I've seen other women fuck up their chances. Okay, do you want this? Do you want to be successful at this? All these people are here for you. Your ass is showing up 2 hours late to be the BB girl. So she basically tells her she better get her act together. And then she tells her, you know, the makeup artist and the hair people and everything, y'all know what you guys need to do. Yet another model who's about to show up on a job high and, you know, hungover and whatever. Y'all make her presentable for this campaign. So, you know, Angel puts her head down on the desk, and then when she hears a man says, hey, Angel, good to see you again. When she hears the voice, she looks up, and of course, it's the photographer that they beat up and took the negatives. We knew we was going to see him again. I mean, this is an industry, and he's a photographer that Mrs. Ford had her go to. Okay? So, it was inevitable. It was coming. And now he's going to definitely out her. He's either going to blackmail her and then out her, or he's just going to out her all the way. And I imagine he'll blackmail her because that'll be more fun, and it'll be more of, you know, the asshole-like thing to do for a person like him. So, Angel's life is about to be turned upside down, you guys. But what did you guys think about the episode? Was I the only one that was getting like this? The whole episode, I was just sort of like, it almost feels like they didn't have, it feels aimless a little bit. Like they didn't develop certain storylines in a certain amount of time, and then they just threw the storyline out. Like they took a long time with Pray Tell's episode last week. I think Candy's episode probably was necessary, but like some of the episodes, they doted on the storyline way longer than they should have. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I hate to say things like this because I love the show, but I was just like, this is the second episode that I was just sort of like, huh? So, y'all let me know what you thought about the episode. I'm about to run in Chipotle, get me something to eat. They giving away free guacamole today. Okay? And then I'm going to take it on back to work. But y'all tell me how you feel. Alright, rock stars, let me get off of here. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.